Warriors, I wanted to bring you a couple of words of what shall we call them? Something to think about. Our hashtag is community creates change. And I just walked in from the beautiful streets of New York City where it's almost 80 degrees today on November 1st. It is glorious. There are tons of tourists out there. Everybody's flocking in. We have the New York City Marathon this Sunday. So it's an exciting weekend in New York City. Luckily, and I'm digressing here a bit, so bear with me, the weather tomorrow will go down to a high of 60 degrees, which is better for runners than 80 degrees. But you know what? It's very joyous to be out and hear all the different languages and see people happy. And it reminded me of something. And that something is I've got to speak up. T minus four and counting, or whatever that phrase is, we are facing an election. And as you know, the Warriors, what do we work on? We work on raising awareness about educating, about bringing to you headlines about human trafficking, slavery. Slavery is a much more descriptive word because today in the United States, we have more slavery than any other time in history. I just have to say, as a woman, as an American, I am completely offended by a lot of what I've seen in the last, I'm going to say 48 hours and leave it at that. But the nerve of these Hollyweird types coming forward, whether it be Robert Downey Jr., I'm going to name names now, that actress, wow, who knew JLo could act like that? Crying, being pulled out and thrown on a stage last night with paid audience members, from what we understand, and she's crying and she's fighting for America, and you should too. And also the Scarlett Johanssons and all the other ones we could go on and on and on and name, right? But you know what I have to say about that? I come from a background of entertainment, in entertainment, music, film scores, jingle business, Broadway producing, television shows, and there's nothing like entertainment. But let me leave that for a minute. But how dare these people, how dare they? They have a platform. They, for some reason, and I just finished a meeting with somebody and we were talking about this, being a celebrity, I put in quotations, an influencer, holds so much weight with the public, right? I actually do think that's starting to dwindle somewhat as we learn what's really going on behind the scenes. But I am so offended that they have these platforms and nobody's speaking out. Nobody's really speaking out about this enslavement. Girls, women. The largest growing demo in the United States for human trafficking, boys. Not men, boys. Did you hear me? The demand is for kids. So Hollyweird, which we know they have super PACs that pour in a lot of money and they get paid. They get paid to do these, hey, how are you? Vote. How can you not be political? I really try. Human trafficking, it is a human rights abuse. It is a bipartisan issue. But none of these people have come forward to speak about this issue, to speak about empowering our children, empowering them online, empowering families, empowering. Oh, sure, let's sprinkle it once in a while here and there with somebody who does talk about trafficking. It's few and far between. And again, I'm sorry to say, I just got to say it like it is, the truth. They get paid, but not enough. Not enough. So as these people sit around and they're pulled out in the last, 48 hours, but to see JLo, this is what prompted me. I was walking down Fifth Avenue, frankly, and I was walking past Trump Tower, if you want to know the truth, with my shades on, and I thought to myself, did I just see what I saw on my phone a little while ago? JLo giving this speech where she cries? How dare she? When we have all known she is connected to Diddy. I know we need proof about everything. She was his girlfriend, right? Pictures. Pictures don't mean a thing. Plenty of people are in pictures with different people, such as the man with the last name that begins with the fifth letter of the alphabet. Doesn't mean a thing. The difference with the Dirty Diddy story is it is so complicated. It is so complicit. And we had a special grand jury hearing here in New York yesterday. And We don't know what that was exactly about, except new evidence was introduced. So, in the time of Diddy, I mean, all of his dirty Diddy business, he started in 1990. He started on his own Bad Boy Entertainment, 1993. Geez, that would have made him like a 23-year-old. How many 23-year-olds can just start an entertainment empire right off the bat? Interestingly enough, I also walked past today the site of the old Bad Boy Entertainment, and you know what? They have completely razed that building. In other words, they've knocked it down. They've cleaned out. It was a big office building on a whole big corner on Broadway between 53rd and 54th, and they just demolished it. It's not even there. Now, I don't want to seem like a sea theorist. I think you know what I mean by that. But that also crossed my mind today as I'm passing it. Wow, they knocked down that entire building, which used to have Bad Boy Entertainment emblazoned across the whole front of it. Gone. Building gone. Empty lot now with a construction fence around it. Who knows? But JLo, with her platform, could do so much, right? For women and girls of empowerment. How dare she get up now, a couple of days before the election. Hopefully you voted early. I never even tell you how to vote. Just vote is what I always tell you. And start crying. Or faux crying. Whatever it was. When she has never, ever stepped up about anything with Dirty Diddy. She has never explained herself. You don't even have to over-explain. You simply say, I was a girlfriend at the time or something. There's no statement. And also, it's very curious. There's no involvement. We're not hearing about her. Nothing. I do remember living in New York when the case happened where they were in the nightclub, I believe, on 41st Street. And they were throwing guns, we heard, out of windows, driving up. There was a shooting at the club, driving up 8th Avenue to get away. Something to that effect. Of course, somebody else took the fall for that. We don't really know what happened. I was not there. But I do remember at the time thinking, I think it was 91, but don't hold me to that. It was very strange, the whole story. I also always thought it was strange how JLo just rose to the top in the entertainment, or we were told. Because frankly, she is not a very good singer. And I'll just leave it at that. But I really was offended when I saw this, for her to be dragged out, undoubtedly paid, is my opinion, to sway people when nobody, I wonder if I could pay $1 million to somebody and ask them, a celebrity, oh, would you come make a speech for me about human trafficking? Oh, I bet they'd show up. I've actually had offers in the past. Why don't you use a celebrity? They approached me because, to me, the subject matter, the crime of human trafficking, that is the celebrity, the star, right? The victims, survivors of human trafficking, for me, that's what I want to focus on. And I've had people say, well, you know people in show business, why don't you get one of them? And, then your organization will be all over the map. Well, I have news for you, everybody. My organization is very well known. It is all over the map. We do things sometimes in secretive ways. We are a national organization, nonprofit. But I just want to say, geez, Scarlett Johansson and JLo and the whole slew, the whole list, the Jennifer Anistons, with I voted for. You'll notice in this election cycle, most of these celebrities, again, I put that in quotes, air quotes, and influencers, are relatively quiet. And for good reason, but the other ones that are coming out, the Kerry Washingtons and this and that, undoubtedly paid. But I'm just so offended. Girls and women, boys, teenage boys, and none of them just want to, out of the goodness of their heart, come forward, use their platforms, and speak up for our kids, our American kids and families. And we'll even take it to the border. The Biden administration and Biden-Harris administration, I want to stand corrected on that, admit it. They lost 85,000 kids a year ago, April. We lost over 320,000. That's 400,000 in my book. We know it's higher. Law enforcement tells us it is in excess of 500,000 unaccompanied minors from the border. That is unacceptable. That's 500,000 kids. Could be 1 million. We don't even know the numbers. Law enforcement will share. It is so dark, so complicit, so ugly, such an invasion on our country. We don't have accurate numbers, right? Why don't we have accurate numbers, right? Where is all this technology? Because I talk to a lot of tech people, and they tell me that technology exists for all of this, whether it's, predation online, whether it's, the border and this, nothing. And then you know what? I remembered what somebody in law enforcement told me. And that is, actually it applies to everything. If you solve problems, it makes no money. Yes, I know it sounds very simple, but it didn't occur to me because I don't think like that. I'm a problem solver. I'm a people solver. I'm trying to help and honor our hashtag of the Warriors, community creates change. But until we all come together and speak up, we cannot effect change in the United States. We need to stand up for all children. It is unacceptable to lose, unaccount for, whatever they're saying, and nobody's doing anything. 500,000 children, or whatever the number is. It is unacceptable that our children are suffering and watching all of this. No wonder we have a well-documented youth mental health crisis in America. It is unacceptable. We have a media, and I don't care what you watch, right? Just lies being thrown at us right and left. Do your homework. Don't rely on just watching a TV set or your phone or whatever it is. But I am insulted that I have to see a JLo crying, just crying about our country. How dare she? Where was she to stand up for these kids at the border? Where was she to stand up for our kids in America, the foster care system? Where is she to stand up for education? And I'll leave you with, where was she? Where was she when all of this alleged Diddy stuff, dirty Diddy stuff was going down? She was right there. She must have heard, seen something. But you know what? In the time of Diddy, the last 3 decades or so, we have phones. We have recordings. All kinds of things we didn't have 40, 50, 60 years ago, because predation has always occurred, right? In the entertainment, it has always been vile, if you want to know the truth. In the background, people have been subject to these things, these attacks, this exploitation. But you know what? Somewhere there is video proof. Somewhere there are photos. The videos will prove to be Diddy's downfall. We can only hope the Fed really does have them and has video proof. And let me just say something to JLo. Shame, shame, shame on you. Not to mention, your music stinks. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Please subscribe to our channel. We want to build algorithms, community. We want to get you the information out there. Please don't follow celebrities and influencers and all that. It's fake. It's phony. It's not real. Support survivors. Listen to survivors. Go to lynswarriors.org. Find an organization in your neighborhood. Let's get real. 2024 going into 2025. Let us lead the way. Let us wake up each and every day and go out and be a warrior.